Hey, what's up? It's time for more ReZero. This is season 3, episode 6. Last time, I'm trying to remember like exactly what happened last time. Oh yeah, last time was the introduction of the of Lust, and they were like the proper, you know, like we properly met her and saw her real design, and it was a great episode because like, man, I loved her character. It's so cool. Such a great design for a character. But as I said, I'm always a sucker for like little streaks of other colors in someone's hair. Like in anime, when you pull that off, it really works. But also just, you know, she fits in the theme of the other archbishops of the Sims, you know, level of crazy, which is something really interesting whenever we get to meet another archbishop. Like we see, okay, how's this one crazy? You know, how does this one interpret lust? So, anyway, let's jump into the episode. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And go to my Patreon account if you want the full-length reaction, as well as early access and exclusive videos. And also, I have a One Piece channel called Jent Watches One Piece that you can go check out as well. There's some great stuff happening over there right now. But yeah, let's jump into this. This is ReZero Season 3, Episode 6. No OP today. Classic ReZero fashion.
でもその人は色欲じゃなくてフンドって名乗っていて旦那様もその一人レグルスが大切
Oh, you don't even know that, right? I forget how behind Emilia is.
私のことつまり私が逃げ出したりしたら
Oh shit. I forgot about all the flooding stuff. Yes. Very special, man. Oh, what a transition. All the shit he has to go through right now. Cool animation there, though. Oh my god, Ma Beasts. Oh. Jesus Christ. Imagine that's to snap him out of it. God damn. Healed? What? Oh! Ew, don't love that. What the fuck? Oh! You can't just say don't scream. So it heals itself? Dragon blood. Immediate healing. Oh my god, stop it! What? Jesus Christ! You just stabbed him in the neck and went, oh, that one doesn't heal. Yeah, this happened at the end of the episode, right? No, can't have that happen. Liliana's a good addition to this show. I like her. You get a kiss. You get a kiss. No, okay. At least step on his face or something. Oh shit. Oh, she's saving him? Ugh. Don't love this. Oh my god, what are they? Yeah. You don't have your whip. Oh, that was a cool shot. Oh, this is awesome. Holy shit. Very cool. Oh no. Oh, fuck, man. Yeah, he had the red eyes too. Yeah, come on, Bard. Calm them down. She's got a really nice voice. It's so beautiful. She hits those notes so perfectly. They're dedicating a decent amount of time to this. I like it. Giving the moment some like actual importance and impact. Ah, that's my bard girl. Embarrassing. It was beautiful. Yeah, go around the city, heal people. Ah, Priscilla, such a tsundere. Oh God. Oh my God. He says that like you should, yeah, like you should be happy about that. He's like, hey, I like you. Isn't that fucking incredible? Or I like your face. Good job, Emilia. 291. Some are dead. Most are dead. He says he'll love them equally, which is interesting. Oh no. Oh no. Oh! Thank you, Emilia! Good job saving her. Oh, I'm so proud of Emilia in that moment. Oh. I mean, what's she supposed to do? Holy fuck. Oh, that's depressing. Yes, yes it should. That is true, but it shouldn't be. If you're not happy in your marriage, you shouldn't be in it. Nice. Who is this? Reinhard or Julius? I'm sure Beatrice is okay. Oh my gosh. Something with Krush? Yeah, you got my whip. But what's happening with Krush? Yeah, Felix doesn't ever get this upset unless it's related to Krush. She was such a beauty? Oh, was she like transformed? Oh, did she just like... Oh yeah! Shit. It probably looks like your leg, but all on her body. Okay, good job. Look, frankly, I think the Emilia-shaped thing in your bed is gonna buy you about 3 seconds until they go over and check. This is cool though, her making this thing. Oh no. Oh, he's probably gonna take his anger out on this wife. Maybe not. Maybe not. I thought he'd got himself worked up and then he was excited to take it out on whoever came in. That's last, yep. Okay, cool to see Emilia's doing shit. This is good. I think, was she just feeling bad that she was still playing politics when there's people in danger? Yeah. He's talked to all of the witches. And one was burned. Oh, they were both burned, right. Which we can't let happen. Awesome. Yeah, these people aren't. They're civilians. Okay. Get some respect from Julius from that. Yes. Yes. Julius, you gotta respect the shit out of this, right? He's grown so much. Well, and lust. Yep. And do it without casualties. That's gonna be fucking tough. Oh, I'm so worried, Emilia. Oh, you're taking the... Oh, it's much bigger than I thought it was. It's a meteor, right? Oh, yeah. Ow, nice. Okay, really good episode. Really great. Went by very quickly, actually, and yeah, I liked a lot of the stuff that happened in this episode. So, firstly, Subaru's got a fucked up leg. So he kind of lost his leg, but then it seems like it grew back, but it's now this sort of disgusting infected thing, and that's part of what the dragon blood gives you. So it's like your skin is awful or whatever, but it will instantly heal if you cut it open. But man, Priscilla just cutting open his leg and then checking what it does, and then stabbing him in the back of the neck and be like, huh, it doesn't heal there. It's just so fucked up. But yeah, so it seems like Subaru's got that. That feels like, well, I guess possibly the idea is that if we beat Lust, then we'll be able to turn people back, I imagine. I'm guessing. Because I feel like, especially with Krush being so fucked up by it, is one of our victory conditions now, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, is because the victory conditions part of the episode I really like. But yeah, with that being the case, I feel like we gotta be healing it eventually. So I imagine Subaru's leg is going to get properly healed by the end of this arc. But I mean, imagine if it didn't. Imagine if just for the rest of the show he had, a really fucked up, infected, awful leg. I'm always also thinking in the back of my head while I'm watching these episodes, are we hitting checkpoints? And at what point, if he dies, is he gonna go back to? And are we doing this? It's hard not to think while this show's going on. And I think it's okay to think about this, because I think it's part of the fun of the show. But while we're watching scenes play out, it's is this how it's actually going to go, or is Subaru gonna die at some point and have to redo all of this? Is this the version of the timeline that's basically the information gathering phase, or is this the final one? Up until what point do we hit the checkpoint? Because sometimes it's oh yeah, we'll have all this stuff happen, but then it's okay, well now Subaru's gonna go back and he's gonna make sure those things don't happen. But I feel like we're about to hit a checkpoint, or we've hit a checkpoint already, recently. I feel like we're not undoing the flooding I feel like we're not undoing Krush getting that stuff on her head, on her face, like the dragon blood on her. I feel like we're not undoing, you know, Subaru getting his leg cut off. Like, I think we've already probably hit a checkpoint. So if Subaru does die now, I feel like he's not going to go back to the start of this. And I guess I just feel like that from a story perspective. Like, they're developing all of these storylines almost too much, where it's like, if we went back, then, you know, some of these storylines you might be like, well, what was the point of like developing that if then we just like undo it all? And so, yeah, and so I don't know, but I feel like, you know, we're gonna use Return by Death, obviously, I imagine. I don't want to say obviously, but like most likely we will be using Return by Death, but I don't think we're gonna be going back to like any earlier than this episode, I don't think. But I guess we'll see. But that's my prediction for the season. I don't think we're going back any further than where this episode was. Liliana. I want to see if I can look up Liliana's voice actor, and I can't remember if I've already looked this up. But Liliana's voice actor and Liliana's singing voice, if it's not the same thing. Because sometimes they're the same thing, sometimes they're not. But I'm just on the My Anime list. It looks like there's only one actor there, so I'm imagining the one actor is both the singer and the... Okay, so it says here that it's Nico Robin's voice actor, but I had a moment, but I stopped myself because I went, hold on, but like, it's not going to be Nico Robin's main voice actor. So I think it's got to be Nico Robin as a kid. But if that's the case, I remember... Hang on. Because she was born in 97, which is the year that I was born as well. She's a few months older than me. But if that's the case, when that episode with Nico Robin came out, she would have been, I don't know. She would have probably been like 10 or something, I would imagine, if she was playing like flashback Nico Robin, which I think lines up. So I think she played young Nico Robin. Now I need to look this up because I think it was like the young Nico Robin is really, really good. But maybe it's not. Let me see. Hold on. No, young Nico Robin... Okay, no. Young Nico Robin is Anzu Nagai. I think. Yeah. Okay, so if... Alright. Hang on. Then what kind of Nico Robin is Aya Yamane then? Because she... Okay, hold on. Okay, I have no idea. I imagine at some point in One Piece there's another flashback of Robin or something, and she probably plays Nico Robin there. But anyway, none of that's the point. The point is, I wanted to look her up because she had a great voice, and I wonder, is she a singer at all? Or is she just? I mean, I know a lot of seiyuu, a lot of Japanese voice actresses tend to be singers, but you know, I am curious if she's like a singer. I don't see anything on her Wikipedia page about her being... Oh, she's a member of the seiyuu vocal unit Claysis. So I mean, that's still acting, but it's singing, and she's an Idol Master. Okay, yeah, so she's an idol actor. Like, she will often play, like, idol characters and stuff. So that makes sense. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She's got a great voice. She's got a really, really great voice. So, yeah, I like her a lot. I liked that scene of her singing that song and calming everyone down. I think it was a really beautiful scene, and really nice to see that that they gave it so much time in the episode, because you could just do, like, oh, she plays... You know, she sings 2 lines and then everyone's like, yay! But they did, like, she played a proper song, you know, or at least like a verse and a chorus or something, you know, like the equivalent of like an OP length of a song, which makes sense because they didn't have the OP in this episode, so they probably cut it out so that they could have time to do the song. But yeah, they did that whole thing, and like properly gave it the time that it needed, and it worked so much better because of that, you know, because that happened. So I really enjoyed that scene. I loved the bit with Emilia saving the wife, one of the wives, because like, yeah, it was as soon like she was walking out there and I was like, oh no, he's about to kill that other wife, and she was just like so, I don't know, like nice. It's hard to say whether or not she was nice, but she, you know, was being respectful to Emilia, and she's in a shitty situation. She's a victim. Like, I really didn't want anything to happen to her, and Emilia just jumping in without hesitation to save her, so satisfying. I love that. I really, really love. I love Emilia. She's still my favorite character in the show. I'm just going through the characters in my head to make sure that I can say that confidently. Yeah, she's still my favorite character in the show by a hefty margin, I think. And yeah, moments like that, it's brilliant. It's so good. And it's funny that like Greed is just that kind of guy where he's so impulsive that it's like, oh, I should fucking kill you, and then he goes to kill her. Emilia pushes her out of the way, and he's like, fuck it, and leaves. Like, it's such an impulsive decision. He didn't care whether or not she would be dead, you know? It was like, I might as well do this, you know? Like, with this like tiny bit of anger that I feel right now, I'll just quickly take it out on you. I'll just like quickly punish you for this or whatever. And then when Emilia pushed her out of the way, it's like, well, you know, she gets the idea. She has to be more careful in the future or whatever. But yeah, it's like so horrifying. Like, Greed's such a despicable scumbag, but a good villain, I gotta say. He's really, really good villain because he's got I think, a great design. Like, it's good. Sometimes there are characters that are created in shows that are super hateable, right? But I also... They're hateable, but they're hateable for the wrong reasons almost for me. You know, like, they're hateable and also the authors goes out of their way to make them disgusting as well. Like, so it's like visually annoying, like it's visually repulsive to watch them as well as it being, you know, repulsive to see their actions and stuff. And for me, I don't find that as interesting. I've talked about this a lot on One Piece because Oda likes to do it a lot, and Oda is an incredible writer, absolutely incredible writer, but does tend to design some villains. Not all villains. There's a lot of fucking characters, but some villains he will design like and make them really, really awful and repulsive and disgusting, visually to complement their horrible personality, you know. And I don't find it as interesting to watch those sorts of characters because I'm like, yeah, like it's like visually it's telling me what I should be feeling about the character. At the same time, like, I can make that distinction myself, and also I just have to like not only dislike this guy but not enjoy watching the episode because I'm not getting to look at like a good, you know, good looking character design. Like, there's something to watching good looking character designs for me, and not like, I want to make the distinction between good looking character designs and good character designs. A character design can be good without being good looking, but I also like good looking character designs. They don't have to necessarily be hot, but like, just, you know, something to them that I get really drawn to. I think Greed is perfect for me. Like, he's absolutely despicable, and I fucking hate him, and I hate him with every fiber of my being, and he's got the perfect, like, smug face that I just want to punch really badly, but also a really good-looking character design, and, like, really engaging, and, like, it's fun to watch those expressions on his face, and it makes those hateable characters for me more entertaining to watch, rather than me being like disgusted by him and going like, I wish he was off screen. Like, I actually like when he's on screen, even though I hate him, you know, and that's a hard balance to find. But it's personal preference, but that's the type of character that I really like. I also in this episode saw, like, when Anastasia and Subaru was talking, here's my read on her conversation, was she said to Subaru, like, so is Beatrice an artificial spirit? And Subaru went, yeah, she is. And Anastasia went, oh, you gave that up fast. And Subaru said, well, it's a dangerous situation. Our enemies are, you know, wanting to do this or that. Like, if I don't tell you, it'll actually just help them. It won't really help us. Like, it'll just make it more dangerous for all of us. So I'm gonna be open with you about the information I have. And Anastasia has this moment. I can't remember exactly what the moment was. I can't remember if it was a look or something she said. But she had a moment that I immediately read as, like, a moment of sort of realization and mild guilt. Like, she herself is, like, because what we know about Anastasia is she's so well trained at politics and at, like, people manipulating, essentially. Like, not that she's a bad person for that, but that's just what she's good at. She's good at pulling people's strings, right? So in that moment, I think she was going, like, this, I am a rival political candidate, and in this moment, he's just worried about the safety of people, and he's not playing the game of politics. And I'm still playing the game of politics. And I think in that moment, Anastasia's like, maybe I need to stop just for now, you know, like, do a ceasefire. There are things that are more important right now than the selection, than who's gonna win, you know. And I liked that small moment, and that was my read of the situation. It could be completely different, but I do like the way they played that moment, where it's like I can, you know, figure out what she might be thinking in that moment without them saying it. They might still say it in a future episode, like when she's, like, reflecting on it. She might be like, back then you said this and I thought to myself blah 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 blah, right? They might do that, and that's fine, because like, I don't think everything needs to be show don't tell. I think sometimes you can just tell the audience stuff, because the small problem with show don't tell, and I say this as someone who, I went to university to study writing. I have a degree in creative writing, right? I think personally the problem with show don't tell sometimes is, like, if you do show don't tell in too subtle a way, you're actually taking some enjoyment of your story away from certain viewers who aren't able to pick that up in the moment. And not everyone can pick it up, you know. It's not about intelligence necessarily. Sometimes certain storylines resonate with people more than others, and they'll be more likely to pick up on certain things from certain characters because they resonate more with that character, you know. So, like, if you are too subtle with character motivation, sometimes some people will not understand that character, and they'll probably enjoy that character less, then enjoy the show less, etc., etc. And as a writer, I think, number one, you're trying to entertain your audience. Like, that's the number one priority. And so I'm not saying show don't tell is bad. Absolutely not. Show don't tell is incredible, and it's something people need to put into practice in a lot of their stories. But I don't think there's any problem also with showing and then later telling what you showed, you know, like explaining it or showing it again or showing it a bit clearer to people so that people can go, oh, you know, and then the people who initially picked up on it can be proud of themselves, and then later other people can go, oh yeah, interesting. I didn't see that at the time, but now I know. So maybe they'll do that with Anastasia, maybe they won't. I don't know, because I might have had a bit wrong read on that situation, but that's how I saw her character reacting there. But I do like this arc because we have these candidates working together. Like we get to see Priscilla, Anastasia, Emilia felt is that it? I can't remember if I'm forgetting someone. All properly working together. We get to see them fighting. We get to see how they handle different situations. It's really great. It's so good because like getting to learn more about people like Priscilla is really interesting because Priscilla is selfish in a secretly selfless way. You know, she's the sort of person, she reminds me a little bit of Ryusui from Dr. Stone, where it's like Ryusui from Dr. Stone is greed incarnate. He's like the greediest man alive, but he's so greedy that he wants to get things for himself and then share them with other people. That's how greedy he is. He's so greedy that he wants to provide other people with happiness and know that he was the one to provide them with that happiness and he could share that around. And so it's like he's greedy in a selfless way. I feel like Priscilla is in a similar type of vein. I don't think she's quite as pure as Ryusui is, but I do find that she to me seems like she's greedy, and yes, she's like prissy and privileged. But at the same time, like in this episode, you know, she is genuinely trying to do what's best for people. And even if she doesn't say that she's doing that, she will like be pulling the strings behind the scenes to put people in the best position to succeed and to be happy. I do think that she wants that. And so in a way, like the selection, I could see any of the people up for selection being a great leader. Like I don't know if there's any of them that I would go, oh no, they'd be a terrible leader and we shouldn't have them in charge. Obviously, I want Emilia in charge, but I don't think there's a horrible situation where, like, one of them gets in charge and I'm like, oh no, they're going to screw everything up or the world's going to get destroyed under their rule or whatever. I kind of trust all of them. And final thing I wanted to talk about, and this is, like, the coolest part to me, is the victory conditions that Subaru was stating at the end, because this is classic ReZero to me, and this is, like, what the writer is really, really good at. Like, unsettlingly good at this particular thing. You know when you get into a series and you, like, kind of fall in love with it, and after a while you start to notice, like, all the times that you go, oh, this is really good, you start to pick up on, oh, this is this writer's specialty. In ReZero, his specialty is, I believe it's a man who writes ReZero. So if it's actually a woman and I'm using the wrong pronouns, I apologize. But his specialty is that he can write problems that all intertwine and feel hopeless. I think I've talked about this in an earlier episode before, but it's a problem. Like, whenever I'm watching ReZero, I'm constantly like, there's no way out of this situation. Like, genuinely, it's impossible. This is the one where it's actually fully impossible. And a lot of shows can do that. Like, they can make you feel like it's impossible to get out of a situation. But I don't think any show has done it quite to the point that ReZero has done it. I think ReZero has been, I believe, the most effective out of any media I've watched at making it feel truly hopeless and then still pulling it out in the end. Some shows can feel very hopeless, and then you get a minor victory at the end, which, like, that's like, you know, it's decent writing, but it's not as satisfying to me. If you can make it feel truly hopeless, but then you get a true victory at the end, which feels like, holy shit, we solved it all. You know, we solved all those equations. That's, like, incredible to me. And I think ReZero has done that many times. It did it with Subaru and it did it with Subaru, like, dying to Rem and stuff, and Elsa and all of that. It did it to the, like, Subaru separating from Emilia. It did it with the white whale and the sloth, and then all of season 2. Like, all of season 2 felt impossible. Like, there's actually no way out. And it was actually designed that way by the characters in the show, because that was when clown guy, I forgot his name, Roswald, specifically said, like, hey, you have to choose one or the other. I've put you in a situation where you've got to choose one or the other. And he didn't choose one or the other. He went for all of it, and it was amazing. And we're doing it again in season 3. Like, he listed those things off at the end, and it's like, I gotta beat this person, and this person, and this person, and this person, and I need to make sure to do it without people dying. It's fucking great. It's so good. So, that's ReZero, Season 3, Episode 6. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and go to my Patreon account for full-length early access and exclusive videos. I will see you next time. Goodbye.